was sleeping. The something they throw in the windows. He was the side of the wall, the bed. He had a bad injury. His head immediately dead. She told me. That's what we know.
How is she doing?
She is very sad. But you know that mom, her child is dead in front of her. That's her chest. You feeling what she's feeling. So she's very sad, but she's alright at the moment.
You must feel so far away from her and from everyone. How are you doing this morning?
At the moment, I'm alright, but just I have one problem for the documents problem because my documents, I sent in my passport for the Home Office to apply what we call the UK's residence. But I sent last Friday, and this happened Sunday. When this happened Sunday, I tried to go there. I don't have a passport. I called the Dutch embassy because I have a Dutch nationality. I called the Dutch embassy. They make a lot of conditions. What we most part of we can afford and part of we can't afford. For example, they ask you document, a copy of my passport, copy of passport of the child, birth certificate, death certificate. Other things we can provide, but we can't provide for the death certificate. When we ask the Swedish authority, they say this is questions that too early to ask us. So we can't give it. And I don't have the document to travel. And as a father, I can't stay here, and my child is dead over there. And other children, they have a little bit what we call for shock, and they ask me that when you coming back, when you coming here. So the last night I spoke to my young girl, was 9 years old. The 1 o'clock I was expected her. She say, when are you coming? Are you coming here? So that is the problem I have here for the documents for the traveling over there.
So you need that to get
Yes.
sorted out.
Yeah, so
When was the last time you spoke to Youssef, and what did you say?
the last time I spoke to you, I think it was Friday, when I called there. I spoke to all of my children. He was one of them. He was all right. Saturday, I called my wife. She say his playground downstairs with his brothers. The Saturdays happened this accident.
What was Youssef like as a little boy?
Yusuf, he was an rich boy. He was an energetic boy. He was friendly, like education, like reading books, like sports, like other children, like swimming, football, tennis ball, like all sports, and especially he liked reading books. You can describe, and has a good behavior, respect his parents.
How shocked are you? I mean, this is such an awful attack that someone threw a grenade into the house that they were in. It's just awful.
To be honest with you, when I heard this one, it was around 4 o'clock midnight. I was sleeping, but I saw my mobile is running. I checked my mobile is over 30 missed calls. I feel this something happened in a different country. For example, in Sweden, my background country, Somalia, the different places. They heard before that because I was sleeping at that time. My telephone was silent. I saw the one, I pick up one calls, one of my family, say, did you hear what's happened? I ask, what's that? She say, Yusuf's died. And I really shocked when I heard this one. But as I would believe, I have to follow the words Allah give us.
And is it the Swedish authorities or is it the British authorities that can help you with your passport? What's your message to them?
My message, I would like to, as soon as possible, to go there. As soon as possible. Even today, I would like to go there. So I like to the Dutch embassy in London or British authority to give me document is over there. Or either they send me back or my passport, or they give me whatever the travel document, go there and come back. That's what they ask. I don't ask any other things.
Do you know what the problem is with the passport? Is it out of date or
No,
what-
it's not out of date. I order what we call the UK resident. You understand what I mean? I have Dutch nationality. I'm not British. The European country, they need what we call, it's not must, but sometimes you need what you call the UK resident. I ask this one. I fill the forms, I send it to the Home Office. Maybe it took weeks, maybe months they took this one.
Yeah.
I sent it last Friday. So I called yesterday the Home Office. Also, they didn't help me. Even they didn't give me right answer. They say call this number. I called this number. When I gave the information, they send me back. They say call this number 84. When I spoke to the number, they listen all my information. They give again the number. They back 4 times, like the children playing the ball. You know that they hit each other. So 4 times when they send me this one, I leave them because they didn't give me a right answer. Even they didn't give me.
What happens if you're not able to get your passport sorted and you can't go over there to be with your family?
The people, if the person he can't jump his head. So if I don't have the travel document or what I get, I don't have any other solution. So I try my best. Even the lawyers or something like that.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to me. Just like with IC